Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, we are going to start the series on first year English, and today we have on our hand the first chapter in your book, that is Life of the Holy Prophet Hazrat Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, early life to the final sermon. Well, today in this lecture, inshallah, we are going to see and explain the textual details, means whatever is there in your text, we are going to see that, and we'll explore the main points that are present in the text. To start with, as an introduction, we have to see in the very first paragraph the details about the place and the time in which the Holy Prophet Hazrat Muhammad was born. They have been given, and it is said that Hazrat Muhammad was born in Mecca, the holy city of Mecca, and it has the honor that Hazrat Muhammad was born, and it is a city actually which is present in the region of Hijaz, and it is actually southwestern region of Hijaz, and it is surrounded by arid hills. That means there is no vegetation, and it is famous because it is the birthplace of Hazrat Muhammad the last Rasul of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he was born in Mecca in 571 AD. That means after the Hazrat Isa alayhi salam, 571 years after that, and he was born in the tribe of Quraysh. And if we go into the details, the era, the time period in which he was born, that was marked with, first of all, ignorance and decay. That means there was no knowledge, and the moral decay was there. That means there was no morality at all, and apart from that, people were involved in idolatry. That means they used to worship idols. So the shirk, that means was very common in the holy Kaaba. We come to know that there were a lot of idols present, and thirdly, it was an era marked with the tribal ignorance. That means that the whole community was divided into tribes, and people used to boast about their tribes, and they feel pride in it. So that was the kind of time it was, and socially it was an era which is marked by injustice, and there was a lot of social fragmentation, which actually means that the society was divided into obvious sections, which was very much seen in the society. There were slaves, there were women, and the tribal chiefs. So the whole society was divided into social fragmentation, and the social status will decide what type of justice you are going to get. So normally the weak and poor people, they were the victims of injustice. And to sum it up, we may say that humanity was waiting for divine guidance. That means there was nobody on the scene among the people who could rectify this thing, who could improve this situation. So the humanity was waiting that from Allah Almighty there will be some guidance, and eventually we come to know that there was a divine guidance, and we are still benefiting from that guidance. And now, dear students, we will see what kind of life Hazrat Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam led in his early years. We all know that he was born as an orphan. So there was family life which was marked right in the beginning. We all know that his father, Hazrat Abdullah, he passed away before his birth, and the Holy Prophet's mother, Hazrat Amna, she died when Hazrat Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was only 6 years old. And later on, the guardianship changed to his grandfather, that means Hazrat Abdul Muttalib, who was his grandfather. He cared until his death, and it was just at the age of 8 that that means Hazrat Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was of 8 years when his grandfather also died. So afterwards, his uncle Hazrat Abu Talib, he actually became his lifelong guardian and the biggest supporter. So he took charge of his guardianship, and he brought him up right from the age of 8 till the young age. So we must understand that what kind of life Hazrat Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam led in the early years of his life. Well, next point, dear students, that we have to discuss is the youth of the Holy Prophet and the reputation he gained with the passing years. First of all, let us see what were the personal traits, that means the qualities that Hazur Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam possessed. He was famous for his truthfulness. That means everybody believed that whatever he said was true. His humility, that means he was very down to earth, and he used to meet everyone with a lot of respect. Then his generosity, that means he was very generous in terms of spending and especially giving something to the poor, and his stand for justice. So these are his personal traits, and when he was a little younger, he also showed that he had great integrity in dealings with other, that means in business, and then his gentleness, in interaction with other people. So these are the common the personal traits that he possessed. And so, dear students, the traits which he exhibited, actually they earned the titles of Al-Sadiq and Al-Amin. We have already seen that he was a truthful person, so because of that, his speaking truth honored him with this title of Al-Sadiq. That means he was the truthful, and Al-Amin means that he was the trustworthy. That means people used to keep their possessions with him, and they knew that he would be honest with them. And as far as the business conduct is concerned, we all know that he was famous for his honesty and fairness in trade and dealings. So these were the early days, that means the days of his youth, and we all know that he was a very well reputed person even in his young age. All right, dear students, now we come to know that what kind of public life and what was his stand for justice. So, in our text, we have been given two examples for that. First of all, they have given us the example of helpful, fazul, agreement or pact. Now, what was that act actually? It was actually an agreement which was signed by certain people, and it was actually an alliance to defend the oppressed and uphold justice. We have already said that it was the time of injustice, and especially the poor people, the lower class, they were oppressed and they were the victims of injustice. So this was an alliance, and he stood to it. And secondly, we, even after his prophethood, the Holy Prophet ﷺ valued it even after the advent of Islam. So it had great importance in then. And the second instance that we have here is the reconstruction of Kaaba. Well, we all know that there was a time when Kaaba was damaged, and it was decided that it will be reconstructed, and everything was going very smooth when a dispute over placing Hajr Aswad, the black stone, that arose, and it was resolved very amicably when Hazrat Sallam proposed a solution, and it not only prevented conflict, rather everything was done in a very pleasing manner. So these two means the Al Fazul Pact and the reconstruction of Kaaba. And remember that these two things happened before the prophethood. That means before Hazrat Muhammad reached the age of 40. So these two instances showed how well he was valued, he was honored, he was respected, and he stands for justice. Okay, dear students, next point that we are going to discuss is the marriage of Hazrat Muhammad Sallallahu with Hazrat Khadija Radhiyallahu Ta'ala. Now, just for the sake of background, I may add here that Hazrat Khadija Radhiyallahu Ta'ala she was a very virtuous lady, and she was very wise, she was very wealthy, and she was actually a widow, and around her age was around 40 years. And what happened actually, before marriage, she hired the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam for trade, and actually she sent Hazrat Muhammad with his belongings, the trade for merchandise, and that was a mission to Syria. And the way he dealt the whole thing there, because there was a slave of Hazrat Khadija with him, and when he reported all those events, she was very impressed, and she requested, rather she proposed for marriage. So she was greatly impressed by the integrity and the dealings of Hazrat Muhammad, and this partnership was based on mutual respect and affection. And we all know then, after marriage, she was the first supporter in the mission, that is the mission of Islam, offering all her emotional and financial support. So Hazrat Muhammad Sallallahu was very contented and very happy with this marriage, and that is how it all happened. All right, dear students, when Hazrat Muhammad Sallallahu was near 40 years of age, he was very much disturbed by the societal corruption, and we have already hinted the injustice which was present in the society. So, what his method was, he used to retreat to the cave of Hira for solitude and reflection. He used to go there for some days, taking very little food with him and water, and he used to think over the condition of society. And there, the first revelation was done to him, and it is, as it is said, it occurred actually during the month of Ramadan, and the angel Hazrat Jibreel alayhi salam, he came with the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we all know that the very first letter, the word that he taught him was Ikra. So that means read. So read in the name of thy Lord. From there the revelation started, in fact, and this was the beginning of prophethood. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had picked him for the last message, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala picked Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam for this honorable stature, that he would be the last prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So what were the challenges actually? He had to challenge idolatry, that means worshipping idols. He had to challenge the class privileges, that means the social stratas which were present, because it is said that in Islam, whosoever is pious, he is more respectable. And he has to challenge the injustice which was present in the society. So this point marks a great change in history, because it changed the whole course of humanity and history, and people got, means the oppressed people, they actually got some kind of you may say relief in the shape of this prophethood, because now they had some guidance, the divine guidance had come, and people were quite relieved. Well, dear students, it was not easy task that was before Hazrat Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, because the moment he announced the prophethood and the main principles that he came with, that means leaving the idol worshipping, don't believe in the social classes, do justice and all good and moral things, and because the whole society was practicing almost the opposite things, so there was a lot of resistance, rather we may say there was persecution, and that means a lot of infliction and problems were done to the Holy Prophet and the believers. Quraysh, his own tribe, was quite hostile. We know that there was a Shaykh Abi Talib boycott, that means the economic boycott, then social ostracism, that means they were separated from the society. So the Holy Prophet and his tribe, they have to undergo a lot of trial and a lot of inflictions, and when it reached to the culmination, means the highest point, then the message came from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that the Holy Prophet should migrate to Medina, which was previously called Yasrib, but when the Holy Prophet resided there, it changed into Medina to Nabi or Medina to Munawwara. So there he had the chance to establish the very first Islamic society, and later on the Islamic government. And the main feature of the life in Medina, there was a charter of Medina which he signed with all the parties, means the Ansar of Medina, the Muhajirin who have migrated from Makkah to Medina, and the Jews. And this charter is marked with, first of all, it says there should be civic equality. That means every person would be treated in the same manner, and it does not matter which religion anybody is following, there will be religious freedom. And very important thing, there will be rule of law, and if there is any dispute, Hazrat Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was assigned to make the decision. So definitely he ruled by the law, and he did not differentiate anyone in terms of the religion. And lastly, we may say that all religion and citizens, there was a complete protection for all citizens. So this was the Charter of Medina, and we later on see that it had a great impact on the progress of the religion of Islam. So this is a small glimpse of Hazrat Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam life in the early life in Medina. Okay, dear students, we have seen that the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam migrated to Medina, but his life in Medina was not that easy, and the Quraysh and the infidels of Makkah, they chased him to Medina. And the second year of Hijrah, there was a famous battle of Badr, the very first encounter, the first major battle between Muslims and the Kuffar. And there was, with the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, a very significant Muslim victory in this battle. It was followed by Uhud, and then the Khandak, the battle of Uhud and Khandak as well. And in the 8th year after Hijri, there was a very significant event, that was the conquest of Makkah. That means the Holy Prophet came back to Makkah, and he conquered the city, the very city from where he had to migrate because of the bad behavior and inflictions of its inhabitants. So the conquest of Makkah, dear students, it is marked for certain reasons. First of all, it is said that it was a bloodless victory, because there was no battle. I think just a few people were killed because they were showing some kind of resistance, and in fact they attacked the Muslim army, or rather the whole population of Makkah was given a general amnesty. That means there was no fighting at all, and even for the worst enemies of Islam, this amnesty was extended. And the Holy Prophet, he forgave everybody, and there was no vengeance or revenge from any from the Muslim side. So, because we say that in the verse of Holy Quran, it is said that Hazrat Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has been sent as a mercy to the world. So, it was a big victory for Muslims, and because Makkah was the center because of the Kaaba that is situated in Makkah. So after that conquest, the whole Arab actually they came to the Holy Prophet in the remaining 2 years, and they came and they started embracing Islam. All right, dear students, we have come to the 10th year of Hijrah, and as I've said earlier, that Islam spread across Arabia after the conquest of Mecca. So, in the 10th year of Hijri, we see that Hazrat Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam decided to go for the pilgrimage, Hajj, as we say in Arabic. So, this is called Hajjatul Wida, as this happened to be the last pilgrimage that was done by the Holy Prophet. So it was 10th year of Hijrah, and as we know that 9th of Zil Hajj, that is the Yawm Arafah, or the day when the Muslims they gather in the plains of Arafat, and there the Hajj sermon is delivered. So Hazrat Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam delivered that final sermon to the people who were present there. So final sermon, let us start with that. What were the highlights of that sermon? First of all, he talked about the unity of humanity. That means humanity is supreme, so we need to be united as human beings. Secondly, he said there is no racial superiority. As I've already said, that Islam says that only piety and righteousness matter. If you are not morally good, obviously you do not deserve a higher place. So racial superiority is not there. Then Hazrat Muhammad said that what is the ethical core of Islam, and he talked about the riba, the interest or sood, as we say. So he simply said that it is not acceptable, and even then at this point he remembered the weak and the oppressed people, that means the slaves, the poor people and the women, that they have rights and they should be fulfilled. So this farewell sermon actually still marks the guidance for the Muslims, and it will definitely be with us till the day of judgment. Okay, dear students, after the pilgrimage, he moved back to Medina, and now there was a time when the people started to feel that the job of Hazrat Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was done, as he has delivered the final message of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, and in fact he has very successfully established a model society which is based on, let's see what were the principles on which this society, it was based on. First of all, the faith, the religion of Islam. Then it is marked with justice, Then it believed in mercy to everyone, and last but not the least, definitely it was a society of truthful people. So all these things have been established under the leadership of Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he gave us an example how to live our lives. So that is how practically he has shown us that all these things are possible, and he has completed his mission, and now it was time to retrieve back to the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this actually mission or his model, it actually continues to inspire humanity. That means it is for the whole mankind, and actually it is beyond time and place. It means, dear students, that if these traits are available in any society, in any community or country or government, definitely it does not matter what the time is and where actually we are talking about, or the place we are talking about. If these principles are adopted by even the non-Muslims, well, we see that the society thrives and prospers. So, but basically this is the teachings of our holy prophet, and we need to stand by them, and we need to implement them in our society, so that we definitely follow his teachings, and we will definitely get benefit from the teachings of our holy prophet. So dear students, this was the very first lesson, and we have tried to explore the text, and we have seen in detail what have been written in the text. So hopefully you have understood the text now, and you'll be able to get the meanings, and definitely inshallah we are going to see in the next lesson what comes there. Thank you very much.